Not sure if that's a 7th chord or just out of tune. This is Shred, and in this video I'm going to simplify 7th chords once and for all. What are 7th chords? How to use them in shred guitar licks, using inversions, and I'm also going to show you every 7th chord you need to know using the jazz standard Autumn Leaves. The question is, can jazz and metal coexist? Everything I play in this video will be available in tab and my Patreon page below. So grab your axe and let's get to it. Now, first things first, what is a 7th chord? Well, a 7th chord is a 4-note chord containing the root, the 3rd, the 5th, and the 7th. So in the case of C major 7 here, you have C as the root, E as the 3rd, G as the 5th, and B is the 7th. The reason it's called a 7th is because it's 7 notes in the musical alphabet from the root. So if C is the root, C, D, E, F, G, A, B. It's 7 notes. No, I'm not impressed that you can play a C major 7 chord second inversion. Well, you should be. That is a cool voicing. C major 7 and second inversion. Now let's talk about the 5 main types of 7th chords. First up, you have the C major 7. This is the most popular 5th string voicing, a very major, friendly sound. Next, we have the C minor 7 chord. Extremely popular voicing in actually rock as well as jazz. Then we have the C dominant 7, or just C7. Has the minor 7th from the minor 7 chord, but the major 3rd from the major 7 chord. Now we get into the more evil 7th chord, C half diminished 7. Or you could say C minor 7 flat 5. Those two terms are interchangeable. And finally, the most evil 7th chord of all, the C fully diminished 7th chord. Useful skill, beginner guitarists. Sweet picking. This is so true. Now, it's time to shred through these 7th chords and make some music. I'm going to show you some of my favorite licks that utilize these 4-note chords. First up, check out this G major 7 lick. I'm always a big fan of this 3-octave approach. It makes everything sound more pianistic. Now, here's an idea I stole from Tosin Abasi. Now there's 2 chords in this next Phrygian example. You got B minor, and then a C chord with a B in the bass. Creates this dark and moody vibe. And I'm also using 5 notes per beat, or quintuplets. Here's a C major 7 lick that reminds me of the TV show Stranger Things. It's also good for your string skipping. Now let's not forget about the dominant 7th chord. Love the attitude that flat 7 brings. Try turning up the evil with this F sharp minor 7 flat 5 finger tapping sequence. Now you actually have a way to use the Locrian mode instead of just saying it's your favorite. Real talk. I can sweep 6 strings in 16ths at 200 beats per minute. Doesn't know what a minor 7th chord is. Anybody feeling triggered? Now, let's put all these 7th chords together using the jazz standard Autumn Leaves. It's a very useful piece because you get to hear how each of these chords function in a musical context. These jazz chords are no joke. Me in real life. There's definitely some brutal jazz chords out there. Now for the overachievers out there, I want to cover some 7th chord inversions real quick. Here's an exercise that gives you a ton of inversion variations on the top 4 strings. Again, using autumn leaves. Here's a super secret tip. Take the high E string notes and flip them to the low E string. These are probably my favorite kind of 7th chord voicings. Very rich, and the way the intervallic spacing is, it just gives us this wonderful quality. Now the question is, can jazz chords and metal chords coexist? Yes. As I mentioned, you can get the tab for everything I played in this video at my Patreon page below. Pick up a Shred Till You're Dead shirt to support the cause and of course strengthen your immune system. And until next time, shred till you're dead. Tragically, I just realized I forgot to include the fully diminished 7 lick, so here it is. Let's have a look at the very accurate musician chart. If you're a drummer, you get 1 babe. Guitar player, 2 babes. Singer, quad babes, all of varying heights. Bass player equals yourself. Keyboard player, cats.